Greetings everybody, I am the Starving Martian, and today we are looking at the Pint-Sized Heroes Science Fiction Edition Mars Attacks Martian by Funko. Now Funko, you probably know best from Funko Pop, the line of ugly bobbleheady kind of guys that you can find almost everywhere. I'm not a fan, I have to say. They do not appeal to me at all whatsoever. But this little guy here, I decided to make an exception on. This is a tiny, like maybe inch and a half tall figure that you can find in certain stores. I picked mine up at a place called Retro Games, which sells, well, old games, video games, that sort of thing. But they do have some of these little collectible kind of items. They come in a blind bag, and I'll show you the bag in a minute. And you have to take your best guess what you got in there. So I was able to find this guy by feeling the bag and feeling out until I found one with that big bubble dome and there's a little bit of a ridge going around, and that's how I was able to tell that I had gotten the right guy. Now, this was actually my second time going. I thought I had it before, and turned out that what I had found was this guy here. The Xenomorph from the Alien movies. Again, this kind of dome head with a little bit of ridge tricked me. It's really, really hard to tell. Once you actually get your fingers on this guy, though, this dome is unmistakable. If you're not sure, then it's not him. You'll know it when you feel him. So the Alien was cute enough, but it wasn't what I wanted. I am the Starving Martian, after all, not the Starving Xenomorph. And so I had to get myself one of these guys. So I went back and I tried again. So this guy ended up costing me $10 altogether. I wouldn't pay more than that for him. He's cute, but he's tiny, and he doesn't do anything. And he still carries enough of that Funko Pop flavor that he's one of my least favorite Mars Attacks collectibles. But, yeah, for the price, I figured, why not? So, the face is actually pretty nice. I do like the face. It's detailed well, especially for that size. He's got perhaps the pinkest brain I have ever seen on a Mars Attacks Martian. It's very bubblegum pink. Turn him around. See that the detailing continues onto his back. They've painted on his little air tanks there. Got those silver bits in his ears. And back to that lovely, lovely face. And then there's his teeny little cartoon body. And what's really annoying, and this might just be on mine, but the body is off-center. Okay, so here's the detailing, painted rather nicely, but when you hold that straight, the head is crooked. The head's pointing off into the distance somewhere. He saw something off to the side that just caught his attention. And you can turn the helmet, but not the head. If you hold the helmet by the base, it doesn't do you any good. So I don't know if there is a way to fix that or not, but as it stands now, my Martian is off-centered. So he's either always looking where I don't want him to look, or leaning his body in a direction I don't want his body to be leaning. Either way, it's a bit of a disappointment. But like I said, I do really like the face. I love those little red eyes. I like his smile there. And the detailing for something this small is very well done. So would I recommend picking this guy up? Well, if you find them in the stores, feel around, see if you can find one. Because if you get one for $5, I'd say that's about that's a price that's worthwhile. Online, you're not going to be paying anything less than $10. Usually it's about $15 after shipping, and for me, that's far too much for this little thing. So let me show you this is the baggie that it came in, and yeah, he's prominently shown right on the front corner of the bag, as if they knew he's one of the cooler ones of the line. You can see 3 more down here. Got the Xenomorph that I've already shown off. You got Mr. Spock, and you got a lady there from the 5th something or other, the 5th dimension, the 5th edition. I plead the 5th. I don't know. I forgot. On the back, you see some of the other figures that you can collect. And it comes with a little pamphlet that shows you there's even some exclusive figures that I guess are harder to find than the others. I'm not going to be finding any more of them because this is the only one I was at all interested in. Alright, so let me bring out one more thing to compare them with, and this is perhaps not a very fair comparison, but it's what I got. Alright, so there he is with the Mezco Martian Commander. And you can see that they hit all the right notes. They honestly did. He's got, the same red eyes. He's got the detailing painted on his uniform there is the exact same detailing sculpted into this guy's. He's got the same red tank on the back. And so, for what it is, they did a good job. And again, this is one of the best Mars Attacks figures available, so it's rather unfair to compare the two of them, but they're kind of each based off the same model, so I figured it was the closest one I could bring out. So, if this looks like the sort of thing that's up your alley, if you appreciate the Funko Pop figures more than I do, and many people must for them to be everywhere the way that they are, then by all means try to find one. I think you could probably find this sort of thing in a bookstore, perhaps, like the larger bookstores, Barnes & Noble, that sort of thing. They sometimes have this kind of figure out. Where else? So stores in the malls, assuming that there's any malls around you that have been shut down. And in an FYE, perhaps, something like that, a Spencer's Gifts, you might be able to find these guys. Otherwise, Amazon, eBay is probably your best bet, but it's going to cost you at least twice as much. And that's about it. That's all I have to say on the subject. So, this has been the Starving Martian and the Pint-Size Heroes Mars Attacks Martian by Funko. And we'll catch up with you next time. But until then, keep watching the skies.